If CoQ10 lives in mitochondria, why do so many ads jump straight to take this for energy? Is that a fair shortcut, or are they borrowing the cell biology halo?
Is half fair. CoQ10, also called ubiquinone or ubiquinol, depending on its redox state, helps shuttle electrons inside the mitochondrial respiratory chain. That is part of how cells make ADP. It also participates in antioxidant systems. But a supplement has to be absorbed, enter the right tissues, and change a limiting step. In a healthy person, low CoQ10 may not be the bottleneck.
So instead of asking, does CoQ10 work, should we ask, for what problem, in what body, and measured how? Where does the evidence look less hand-wavy?
Exactly. The most responsible sentence is, CoQ10 has plausible mechanisms, and some condition-specific research is interesting, but broad energy or anti-aging promises outrun the data. Xi describes heart failure findings as inconclusive and says the overall evidence does not support CoQ10 for statin-related muscle pain. Newer studies keep exploring vascular, glucose, inflammatory, and sports biomarkers, but many are pilot-sized or mixed. Take glucose as an example. A 2026 umbrella review of randomized trial meta-analyses found CoQ10 was associated with lower fasting blood glucose, roughly about 5 milligrams per deciliter in one pooled approach, and small HbA1c changes in another. But the authors also note inconsistency depending on analysis. That is not a replacement for diabetes treatment. It is a modest signal to study carefully.
Who is the most reasonable candidate then? Someone with migraines, someone with heart failure, someone on a statin, or someone who just wants a sharper afternoon?
The statin group needs special care. Statins can lower circulating CoQ10, which sounds like an easy explanation for aches. But the clinical evidence has not consistently shown that CoQ10 fixes statin muscle symptoms. Muscle pain also has other causes, and rare serious statin muscle injury needs evaluation. The key boundary: do not stop a statin because a supplement video made the mechanism sound obvious.
What about ubiquinone versus ubiquinol? People argue about forms as if picking the right label unlocks the whole supplement. Is absorption really the main story?
Absorption matters because CoQ10 is lipophilic, so it tends to be formulated in oils, soft gels, emulsions, or other delivery systems. But consumers should avoid treating ubiquinol as a magic word. Different products can produce different blood levels, and blood levels are still proxy. The practical move is consistency. Choose a reputable product, take it the same way, and judge it against the outcome you actually care about.
Can someone just eat for CoQ10 instead? Or is this one of those nutrients where food sources exist, but a supplement is doing a different dosing experiment?
That distinction is important for aging claims. CoQ10 levels may fall in some human tissues with age, and mitochondrial function changes with aging. But levels decline is not proof that supplementation slows aging. A 2025 pilot using CoQ10 plus selenium did not show significant changes in an NT-proBNP-based biological age measure. Interesting model, not a longevity promise. Medication context is where a casual supplement becomes a medical decision. CoQ10 can matter around warfarin because of clotting management concerns, and blood pressure medications deserve attention because CoQ10 may interact with the pressure control picture. If someone is anticoagulated, has heart disease, or takes multiple cardiovascular drugs, they should clear the plan with the clinician managing those medications.
If a clinician says a trial is reasonable, how should someone tell whether it is helping? What would you track so placebo, random good weeks, and wishful thinking do not run the experiment?
I would write down the target before buying it. For migraine prevention, track headache days and rescue medication days. For statin symptoms, track timing, location, weakness, and clinician labs if indicated. For glucose, use the same meter pattern. If nothing changes after a reasonable pre-planned window, the honest conclusion may be that CoQ10 was biologically plausible but not useful for that person.
Antioxidant sounds harmless, but cancer treatment is one place I get nervous. If chemotherapy or radiation uses oxidative stress to kill cells, should patients avoid freelancing with CoQ10?
Yes, and that same caution applies to exciting pilot studies. In 2026, CoQ10 looked promising as an add-on in juvenile idiopathic arthritis, and another small adolescent soccer trial found better oxidative stress and muscle damage biomarkers after intensified training. Those are not general wellness approvals. They are early, specific, supervised contexts with defined outcomes and small samples. There are also related mitochondrial antioxidants, like Mitoq, which is not the same thing as standard CoQ10. A 2026 randomized crossover study in 30 middle-aged and older adults found 8 weeks of Mitoq did not meaningfully change kidney function or urinary kidney injury biomarkers. That is reassuring for that dose and time frame, but it also showed no kidney benefit.
Before the final verdict, what are the ordinary annoyances people should expect? Not the dramatic stuff, but the real-world reasons a supplement trial becomes messy.
My decision rule is simple. CoQ10 is a real mitochondrial molecule, not a universal energy upgrade. It is most worth discussing when the goal is specific, measurable, and medically compatible, like selected migraine, cardiovascular, metabolic, or supervised research contexts. It is least convincing when sold as anti-aging, statin pain certainty, or generic vitality. If medicines are involved, the supplement should join the medical conversation, not replace it.